Hey everybody.
The gentle hours.
It is that time again. Welcome back to Current Mood. Sorry that I was late. I was washing my hands, singing Happy Birthday, and I lost track of time and I started singing the How Old Are You Now part. So it was like a minute and a half. How is everyone out there for that joke? That's what I get for that joke. How's everyone doing? Just looking for a second. I look hot, thank you. It's the first time I've gotten dressed in a week. Last time I got dressed was for last week's Current Mood. Okay, everyone's thumbing up. Can you come and get some apples later? Yes. We're going to talk a little bit about what I've been doing the last week and what you've been doing the last week as we go. Quick shout out. This is my first week of having Topo Chico, and I just want to say, I get it. I get it. Very strange bubble profile. It goes like this. Bubble, 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 bubble. Here, I'll show you again. It's a little bit like a beer, like a real clear beer. Here we go. Bubble, 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 bubble. It's really good. So, look, I kind of feel like we're hiding out under the bleachers right now, and outside of the bleachers, there's some very intense stuff going on. So I just want to say before we get to any of it, I acknowledge it's a very strange time for people. I think that the tenor around the virus and talking about pandemics and COVID, I think at first we were finding some humor in it, and now I feel like I'm not sure where the humor is. So we're just going to hide out underneath the bleachers, as I say now, and have a little fun. And I just hope there's someone out there who is a medical professional, a doctor, a nurse, a first responder, someone who had a really long day and is just kicking back for a minute watching this show. That would make me super happy if this was even helping one or two people in that department. So thank you to everyone out there doing that. Grocery store workers, truck drivers. You've heard it a lot, but it bears repeating. I have had a very interesting time the last week. I've noticed that all my standards have shrunk, but I still have the same kind of like relative feeling of joy where earlier this year I was saying things like, maybe I'll put a single out in the summertime. I found myself walking the dog about 4 days ago, and I went, maybe I'll have that banana when I get back in the house. And I swear it was the same excitement for eating a banana that I had in making a major label record. Is anyone out there experiencing the same phenomenon? The same excitement for super small things? Like right now, I am washing new towels to get them to feel more like old towels. And that takes a lot of drying because you got to pull all that lint out of it. And I'm very excited because after the show, I've got a brand new load in the washer, and I'm going to move that bad boy over to the dryer, and I'm going to run that bad boy on hot 2 or 3 times, and I'm going to pull off basically a cardigan sweater's worth of lint, and I'm going to have a grand old time doing it because there's nothing else to entertain me, and I call that adaptability. I learned how to thaw a chicken. I didn't know how to thaw a chicken before this. Put it in cold water. You don't leave it out. Put it in cold water. How many people learned to do a skill in the last couple weeks that they didn't otherwise know? Go ahead in the bottom, in the comments, and write a skill that you picked up through this time. I will always know how to now thaw a frozen meat. Now I know. Now they tell me. Speaking of food, I am social distancing as good as you can do it. I am not leaving the house at all. In fact, I want to show you something. You see these apples right here? I didn't even go to the supermarket to get these apples. You know where I got these apples? I got these apples off Animal Crossing. I shook a tree and I picked up 3 apples, and that's how I'm now getting my groceries. Here, look, I also have, you might recognize this. This is the flimsy fishing rod. I got this also from Animal Crossing. I'm doing most of my shopping for essentials in Animal Crossing. I also took my flimsy axe to the side of a tree, and I got some wood. So this is very exciting. I might craft something at my table later on. Maybe an end table. Maybe, in the circle of life, another flimsy fishing rod. I just want to applaud the truth in advertising inside of Animal Crossing for putting in the name flimsy fishing rod. You know where you stand when you buy a flimsy fishing rod. More items should say flimsy before you buy them. And I'd be like, yeah, give me the flimsy guitar. I'll take it. Brazil, how are you? Oh, wow, I missed all of these. What did I name my island? I was a serious island namer. I'll just tell you this. I didn't call it a silly one. I was like, I might be here for a while. I'm going to call it something real. Fix your belt, John. Well, okay. All right, great. Now eyes back up here, please. Thank you. Remind me of Tom Hanks in Castaway. I'm having a good time in Animal Crossing. Who out there is playing Animal Crossing? I developed a new custom on my island. When you come to my island in Animal Crossing, my friend Jensen and I did this today, and now it's going to happen anytime someone visits my island. You bury your pants in the ground. And the next person comes, when they land, they take their pants off. I dig up the pants the other person buried. They put those pants on, and the pants they were wearing, into the hole for the next person. Now, you might call that crazy, but you're also on a Nintendo Switch for 12 hours a day, making like a chair out of eggs for the Easter Bunny. So all of it's crazy. But if you come to my island, them's the rules. Off with your pants. We dig a hole. The old pants are there. You put on, and by the way, the pants are from the visitor before you. So these are the traveling pants. Rudy Bundini, I ain't take my pants off. You ain't coming to my island. It's that easy. Them's the rules. Get ready for it. Big bubble, sit a little bit. It's a curious. What am I talking about? Animal Crossing. It's not super relatable, but those who get it a lot. And that's what I'm interested in. Gary V, what's up? Love that Gary V is here. You realize I ran to come do this show because I was a little late. Not that time matters. I think yesterday was May 8th. And I haven't caught my breath yet. So let me just chill for a second. By the way, it's an in real life flimsy fishing rod. It's pretty good. Pretty good so far. My AC pants are pleather with zippers, and I'm willing to bury them on your island. Okay, DM me, and you can come to my island. And I want you to DM me. I saw a little of your name. I will remember it. You're going to come to my island. You're going to bury your leather pants in the hole, and I'm going to take out the other pants that belong now to my friend Maurice, and they're yours. And then I'm going to have those pants in the ground for the next person. What's up, Romeo? What's up, Margot? Am I late because I was playing Animal Crossing? No, I'm late because I was working on this song. I've been working on a song for you that you'll hear at the end of the show for like the last 2 days straight. And I notice I don't hear anybody saying like, where do you get all this free time, John? Because you all know where I get this free time from. How many eggs have I caught with that fishing rod? Well, 10 at a time, and then they break. Nice mustache. It's something to do. I want to look in the mirror and not see me right now. Is that fair? I feel like this is such an outlying time that when I look in the mirror, I want to get comfort from seeing a guy who looks as weird as the times are. And I feel comfortable with that. And then, when it's over, I will take it off. And the theory goes that as soon as I take it off, I will somehow neurologically connect it to March 4th. We'll see. I don't know. What's on the wrist tonight, sir? G-Shock days. I'm not wearing white gold. Sorry. I mean, I've done dickish things in my life, but I'm just not going to walk around with a white gold watch on. This is my mission critical watch, and the mission is staying home and playing Animal Crossing. What did I call my island? Okay. I called my island Tri-Terra. I was super serious about it. I saw the Nook family, which are basically 3 raccoons. And I was like, terraforming, Tri-Terra. So sorry, it's not like It's not cool. It's just like, oh, I might be in this game for a while. You can't change the name of your island. So I didn't want to change it up. Okay. I don't know how exciting this show is, but I want to thank you guys for tuning in because I've seen a lot of Instagram lives, and this number at the top right here, it doesn't look like that for a lot of people the whole time. So thank you guys so much for that. What else is going on? I'm also running fruits back and forth on Animal Crossing. I'm making my living importing and exporting fruit in a video game. I used to be a Grammy Award-winning musician before all this, and now I run fruit back and forth between islands for change. But I'll tell you what, you get 500 bells for a peach in my land. So when I'm coming to your island, I want to tell you something. I'm taking your trees. I just want you to know, if you see me get off the plane, I'm taking your produce. This one's a little controversial because I don't want to take food out of anybody's mouth. Oh, and I don't have the not now anymore anyway. Well, remember this one? Remember that? Remember that one? Oh, this one I wanted to say,
not now. Jeez.
Not now. Jeez. I'm feeling a little bit of the not now for the Instagram models. And I don't want to stop anyone's livelihood, because if you can work from home, that's great. But Instagram models kind of rely on exotic backgrounds. And I've been seeing some of you Instagram models, I know you all watch my show. Some of you Instagram models are now in your underwear in the woods next to your house. It ain't Bali. It's the woods next to your house. I see a rusted bike next to you. You're in your backyard. No joke, I saw an Instagram model this morning with no clothes on, posing on top of a hotel safe in a closet of a hotel room. Now, I know that challenging times, desperate times call for desperate housewives, as they say. Guilty, says Rudy Boudini. And I just want to say that right now, the only model on Instagram I want to see is this one. Oh, I've been sitting on that joke for 3 weeks, and I was waiting for a slow news week to do that. That's the Instagram model I want to see. But good for him for keeping it going. It's just a little bit like,
not now. Jeez.
It's all about the G's. Listen.
Not now.
Jeez. Also, I want to give a shout out to people who preface small complaints by saying, I know there are bigger things going on in the world right now. I don't know if that's licensed to still complain about the small thing you want to just by disclaiming that there are bigger things in the world right now. For instance, let me try this sentence out. I know there are bigger things going on in the world right now, but on my way here, I reached my hand to the garage door and my fingernail bent backwards and it hurt horribly, like really, really bad. So if you guys can just pray for me. I know there are bigger things going on in the world. I know, if you know there's bigger things going on in the world.
Not now.
Does anybody, oh man. This show is a little all over the place, right? Like everybody's a little bit losing it. I don't know. Or, by the way, just don't say there are bigger things going on in the world. I don't know. I don't even fully 100% believe this, but I did notice there, and it's not about any one person, because I just remembered in the middle of this, there is one person who said that very famously, but it's, I know there are bigger things going on. Here's what you should say. I know there are bigger things going on in the world right now. That's how I do it. I really did bend my finger backwards. It does hurt. Yeah, it hurts. But I'll get through it. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's getting better. When you belled your elbow, does it hurt a little bit because of your stiff jacket? This is actually not a stiff jacket. This is very soft. This is the grungiest I get, and I like it. In the Steve Miller Band smash hit Joker, do you think he was referring to Animal Crossing? Of course he was referencing Animal Crossing. Bob Saget, what's up? The only positive thing about this whole COVID thing is everyone can relate to everything. That's true. When this is all over, you're going to go to a job interview, and your potential employer is going to click his pen and he's going to say, any special skills? And you're going to look right at him. You're going to go, I'm here. That's my special skill. I passed the test. I socially distanced. I stayed inside my house. I self-isolated. I lived indoors for the same period of time you lived indoors, and I'm here. So, and he'd go like, you have the job. That's true. You are sitting here. And I'm picking up new skill sets all the time. Now I know how to fashion my own flimsy fishing rod, and I know how to thaw a chicken. I had no idea what that was going to play when I hit it. BJ, what's up? Pictures to text. What's up, Bob Saget, who's here? Let's see. What is going on here? Anybody? Somebody. Any, if you want to go live, hit me up. We'll go live. Did I blow dry my hair or with a towel? I air dried it, Andy. Air dried it. Andy, do you want to go live? Are you around? Do you want to request and we can talk? Do you want to shoot the shiz? Andy Cohen? Shall we? Shall we? Or would you say,
Not now.
jeez. Sir Video, I love your stuff. BR kicks John Mayer. I'm not anymore. I'm not jawing it up. I wear a sweatsuit every day and a plastic watch, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the death of that particular ego for now. I wonder if Andy wants... Andy, do you want to go in? Andy, come on. Andy, come on. He stared COVID-19 in the face, and it backed down. He broke COVID-19's stare. He's Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen, how are you, my friend?
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
God, I was just watching Game of Thrones a little bit. God, by the way, my show is on Bravo tomorrow, right? I mean, at this moment. Watch What Happens Live on tape. So I shouldn't be betraying my, I shouldn't be betraying the fact that I am on tape tonight. Anyway.
What if we say this is taped? Can we say right now that my show is taped? I got nothing to lose.
Yes.
I got nothing to lose.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So you towel dried your hair? You air dried your hair?
I air dried it.
Do you ever blow dry it?
I used to, and I just don't anymore. I've kind of given up. I'm a mountain man now, Andy.
You sung it all? You are a mountain man. Are you shaving
I
it
sang
all?
all day today because I'm not good at hygiene on the face. I'm not good at grooming the face. I took actual like kitchen scissors because I can't grow a beard very well, so it comes straight out like this. So I took like kitchen scissors and took it down a little bit.
Wow. John, have you sung yet on Current Mood?
My song is coming up at the end of this. This probably accounts for 14 hours of work.
Okay.
Also, by the way, Andy, it deserves to be said, you look thin, but like obviously a healthy thin now that you've beaten COVID-19. Did you say you had coronavirus or COVID-19? You have the option of picking now. What would you call it?
I said at the beginning that I had coronavirus, and I am saying now that I am a COVID warrior.
Man, I don't like to swear on this show, but fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Also, tonight I had a entire frozen Emo's pizza, which is this kind of pizza from St. Louis, and they sent me some, and I was like, God, I want one, and I haven't had a pizza in like a month at least.
But does that also mean your appetite's back?
Oh, not only is my appetite back, but I was across the room from my son tonight, and I was like, he pooped, and his baby nurse said, his baby nurse goes, you got your smell back, and it just came back today.
Oh, I meant that to be the clapping.
By the way, dude, you know what me and the world have had in our heads all week?
What's that?
The earworm of the century.
Out of my eye, it's all I got. I'm all alone on the water. But I don't think anybody knows that I was kind of singing that like an impression of myself.
Give it to me again.
Don't shine in my eye, it's all I got. I'm all alone on the water. Oh, look at you. Look at you. what's the prevailing feeling you have now that you think is different from people who have not had and recovered from COVID-19? What's the takeaway from this for you right now?
Well, the takeaway is, and I think it's important for everyone to remember, and especially, your show brings a lot of people a lot of comfort. And I think it's important to remember that the statistics about coronavirus are that 80% of the cases are something that you can manage and get through.
Yeah.
And that stat, the stats are on our side so that if you get it, and you just have to be extra careful if you're in one of those demographics or you have a pre-existing condition that makes you. So I mean, I think that my message is that I needed it to work its way through my system, and I was very conscious of that, and you were very sweet. And here's what John was doing with me. John would text me and be like, hey, put a check mark on this if you're okay, or if you're getting this message.
I would say thumbs up this message, let me know you're cool. Because I knew that both mentally and physically you were not in the mode to be able to like tend to other people's needs to see if you're okay. Like seeing if you're okay is still their need. And so all I would do is write, hey, just thumbs up this message and let me know you're okay. And it was just bloop. I have a fantasy, like, and it's just because I hate that this is happening. Do you have this fantasy? I want to get COVID. I want to beat it. But the entire time I have it, and then after I beat it, I want to study medicine, but just enough medicine to help other people. And I want to kick the front doors of the hospital and be like, fuck you, COVID. You already had me and I beat you. Who do I help? I really think that I'm an autodidact, and I could figure out at least autodidact is being able to teach yourself things.
Okay.
And I think, you know where I got that from? Me.
Wow, I like that. I have to tell you that when you said I have a fantasy, that was not what I was expecting.
Oh, you thought it was a sex fantasy?
I did. But let me just ask you a question on that score. Do you, and you may or may not want to share this, do you have a number one fantasy in your mind that like that's your thing that always gets you excited?
You mean sex fantasy?
Yeah.
You mean, do I have a go-to sex fantasy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what it is? Naked ladies. Shh. What I do, I'll see somebody, whether they are naked or not, and I pretend they're naked. Shh. Oh my God, the cat's out of the bag now. Entertainment news sites are going to blow up with this one.
Drone shot of my God.
It's all I got. Can I have some of your plasma? Can I have some of your antibody-rich plasma?
Dude, I would give you my plasma in a second. And as a matter of fact, I've been waiting for you to ask for my plasma. As a matter of fact,
for 10 years.
I mean, my God, finally. It took this. By the way, I applied at Mount Sinai to join their plasma study of someone who's been through it, and I haven't heard from them yet. But then I just heard that actually gay guys are not allowed to be a part of it because they will not take the blood of a gay guy.
I saw that. That seems arcane to me, and but I guess they brought it down to 3 months.
But you'd take my plasma, wouldn't you?
That's a very interesting way to find out you're gay. If you give someone your blood and they go, you have to wait 3 months.
Right.
You'd be like, oh, so you know.
You're right. You're right.
I didn't know they had a blood test for being a homosexual, but I think inside of this is some staggering medical news that if you give blood and they say, I'm sorry, you've got to wait 3 months, then you've tested positive for homosexuality? Like, by the way, how do you identify on a medical form whether you're gay or not?
I know, honestly.
It's really weird. And I'm like internet bisexual. Can I give blood if I'm internet only gay? If I'm internet gay, can I still give blood or just donate to a crowd fund?
If there was a blood test for being a homosexual. Hey, what are you drinking? God, that looks good.
I'm drinking Topo Chico, which everyone has talked about. It's been a little bit of a trend. And I thought, well, I'm going to stay away from that. And then I tried my first Topo Chico, and you know why they're so good? It's bubbled exactly like beer.
Wow.
The whole kind of
You do not drink. You don't drink alcohol.
I'm done with the alcohol. I'm done. I completed. I beat it. I beat the game.
And where are you at during your quarantine with like smoking dope or eating
I'm
edibles?
not really doing it. I'll eat like a super light one to go to bed. But I feel like because the world is because normal's not normal, high is now relatively not high. So you get high because you want to leave the normalcy of life. But if life itself is already like being high, well, I don't want to go where this shit's going to take me because maybe it would make everything normal.
Right. Wow. Dude, I'm going to leave you because I feel like you have a show to do and I feel like I kind of crushed.
You're a real producer. You time it out. You can feel it.
Yeah. I love you. You were so good on Watch What Happens Live.
Thank you for having me on. It was a blast.
And and the moment where you realized where we kind of both realized that that Howard Stern forgot his comma in that story. If you guys haven't seen the clip, it's online.
Rita Wilson, another.
Oh my God, another COVID warrior.
Rita Wilson, another.
I
love that as time goes on, we'll be more surrounded by COVID winners.
I agree. I'm going to get off. I think Rita should request you. I think that would be interesting. Love you, John.
Love you too. Hang in there. Everybody. Andy Cohen. So glad you're healthy. See you, man. Andy Cohen. Always one to get his pound of flesh in the gossip department. Well, loved you too on Watch What Happens Live. We talk every single day. Our relationship is real deal. We talk every day on Marco Polo. I would say 4 times a day on Marco Polo. You're a COVID winner. We got to come up with a name for those who beat it, who come out on the other side. Hey, so I want to play you a song.
We can make it if we try.
I want to remember my friend Bill Withers. And if you don't know who Bill Withers was, and I think there's probably people who were 25 years old, 20 years old. You could probably be 30 and not know. You know every one of these songs. You know this song. You know this song. You know this song.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Listen to this drum part.
Wonder this time where she's gone.
Woo-hoo. It's the kick drum. And you know this song? That's Bill Withers. It's this song. Well, you got it. You know this song. I can't even stop it. I have to fade it out. And it's very hard to lose somebody all the time, but it's also additionally hard to lose somebody in this time because life as we know it is different feeling. And so it's very hard to quantify the loss of somebody. When I think about people passing away in this time, I just think it's so, by so many orders of magnitude more unfortunate because the world we know cannot assemble and cannot resemble the world that we've been in enough to fully understand the contrast between somebody was here and gave their all, their entire life to music, and then we lose them. It's very difficult to get a sense of have and have not with somebody when the sort of context, the baseline is so different. And that's why I wrote yesterday in my memoriam for Bill that I just can't wait till we can get together and gather, and we are going to make up for the times we would have already spent this weekend. Best believe if there were people going outside of the house this weekend, you would have been listening to Bill Withers every night you went out, and all afternoon at pool or outside. You would have heard it coming out of every storefront. And it's my duty and it's my mission to make sure that when we do get back out into the world, that we pick up where we left off and we do play those songs outside and on stages and in parks and in restaurants. So it's going to happen. We will not forget. I will make sure we don't forget. I knew Bill through Steve Jordan, and Steve Jordan, for those who don't know, is a guy I've made a lot of music with in the trio. He's a fantastic drummer and producer and songwriter, and we're like brothers. We've spent so many hours together. You know, when you're making a record with someone that you've made several records, and we go as deep as we go in records. You know, we fall asleep together on couches. You know, Steve said to me one night, "My friend Bill's coming by." I went, "Okay, cool." I'm telling you the truth about this story. I wish I could have told you from the very beginning, like, yeah, Bill Withers, I knew it was Bill Withers. But Steve enjoyed surprising me. He enjoyed using first names only. And I think this was the time where I finally put it together, that when Steve Jordan said, "Hey, my friend so-and-so's coming over," that you just picked the most famous last name for that person. And that's who it's going to be. But I didn't know it was Bill Withers when he came in the studio. And I said, "Hey," he said, "My name's Bill." I said, "I'm John. Nice to meet you." And I didn't put a face with it being Bill Withers. And I think he probably liked that. But I got ready to leave. And I got ready to leave the studio. "Well, bye, Bill. Nice to meet you." And I got my backpack and my guitar, and I was walking out. I was doing something else in another part of the studio, then I was walking out into the parking lot. And Bill was talking to Steve Jordan. And Steve had said something in passing about something that he thought was bumming him out about music, maybe a competition show at the time. This was 10 years ago. And he kind of made a passing remark about a music competition show and its effect on the sort of genuineness of making music. And it was in passing. It wasn't, you know. And Bill Withers, who at the time I did not know, still did not know was Bill Withers, said to Steve, called him young man, and he said, "I watch these shows all the time. I love these shows. I love sitting at home. I love watching Judge Judy. I love watching American Idol. I just love it." And then he said something that would be his refrain for the next half an hour, which was beautiful. He said, "Be more understanding in your assessment of other people's tastes." And I went, this guy is a genius. And then he would go deeper and he would explain what he likes to do and the things he enjoys, and that maybe they're guilty pleasures. And then he would come back to the refrain and he would say, so I'll say again, "Be more understanding in your assessment of other people's tastes." And it was like the chorus to a song. And he would explain more and he would sing the chorus. He would just speak it. Be more understanding in your assessment of other people's tastes. And then he went on and told a story. He started referencing Al Green in a very familiar way. And then it hit me. Oh my God, this is Bill Withers. And I didn't know until 30 minutes into his conversation. And I went, this is Bill Withers. And I went, Steve Jordan, you're nuts for not telling me. And of course, then the face made sense to me. And I never forgot that he said, be more understanding in your assessment of other people's tastes. And from that day on, I have been more understanding in my assessment of other people's tastes. And Bill would come to shows, again, a lot of the time through Steve, you know, so I don't want to pretend to be a guy who just magically happened to know some incredible musicians in my life. I mean, I thank Steve Jordan for this. And he would come to shows, and then he would, last show he came to was in 2017, and that's where the picture's from. And we had some really good times together. He came by the studio a few times, and we had, what would seem to be a writing session. He would do these sessions where he'd have a pad and a pen, and he thought he might sing, and he would a little bit. And then I realized that he didn't want to write a song. He just wanted to sit around musicians and talk and think about songs. And he would sing little ideas, and we'd work on little ideas. And then he would say, well, this has been fun. And I'd go, oh, okay. Well, if you ever want to work on that some more, it'd be great. And I realized, oh, he just wants to be around musicians. He wants to be around people who think in music and speak in music, and their heart's full of music. Because his heart was full of music. To hear him talk was very much the same as hearing him sing. And people have tried for years to get him to sing. There were people who had money, just rich guys, who just wanted to pay him to make a record, to hear more Bill Withers music. And he stuck to his principles, and he didn't do that. And he loved his daughter, Corey, and wanted Corey to sing. And whenever I asked Bill to do something on a show of mine, I remember I had the 3 shows for late show on CBS, and he was such a go-to for me. Maybe I can get Bill Withers to come on and sing a song. And he was so proud of his daughter, Corey, and said, what if Corey came on and did it? And I just thought that was so sweet for him to champion his daughter the way you hear most people champion themselves these days. And so love out to Corey for her loss. And I want to read you something, because I was doing some reading up, just wanted to read more about what Bill had to say. And I found an interview that he did on NPR in 2007. And I want to read this to you. The interviewer asked him, so I want to ask you to look at the choices that Bill Withers has made in his life to now, and tell us which choice you made was your best choice and which one you made was your worst. And he said, the best choices that I made was when I accepted who I was and was honest with myself and went about things how I believed it, without worrying about whether I was going to impress somebody or not. And the worst choices that I made was when I was trying to gain somebody's approval rather than choosing on principle. And every time I compromised one of my principles, the price is fierce for that. And for as long as I have been a fan of his or knew him personally, I never saw the man compromise on his principles, ever. And that's just more to take. It's just more to take, whether he was speaking to you or speaking to an interviewer 15 years ago, 14, 13 years ago. Everything he said is useful. 4% of the things that I say are useful. 100% of the things he said were useful. And he stopped making records 40 years ago. And there are people, artists watching this, who are frightened that they won't have a footing in culture in 4 months because of this pandemic. 40 years his music went and spoke for him to the world and continues to speak for him. And now his music means even more, because to steal from a Leon Russell lyric in Song for You, he says, listen to the melody, because my love is in there hiding. And I thought about that lyric today. And in all of those melodies, it's not even hiding. Bill Withers' love is ever present, and they are so, there's such beautiful songs to sing. And if anybody ever liked my version of Ain't No Sunshine, it had nothing to do with me. Anybody, I want you to understand this, anybody can sing Ain't No Sunshine, and other people will love it, because the song is sensational and primal and perfect and hymnal and pure elemental poetry. He was an elemental guy. And I went walking around my dog yesterday, and I just thought about him, and the wind was blowing, and the dry grass was crunching under my feet, and I just heard and listened, and I went, when you're an elemental guy, you can be heard in all of the elements forever. And I just had a wonderful, deep, beautiful feeling that when an elemental soul moves on, they're just always going to be in the elements. So one more time, Bill Withers, you will be missed, and we will celebrate you when we get back onto a stage and into a crowd. Thank you for letting me express that, because that meant a lot to me to do. And I have a song I want to sing for you. Thank you guys for watching again. Again, to see 20,000 viewers for 45 minutes means so much to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I walked into the house the other day, and I have a mirror facing the door. And I walked in. I don't know if you feng shui experts out there have a problem with that. And I looked in the mirror, and I kind of didn't know who I was looking at. And I had this slight moment of dissociation where I looked at myself and I went, is that me? Is that me? And then I started thinking, is any part of me still me in all of this? And I realized, yeah, that is. But I want to sing a song to you, and I'm going to send you off with this song. It goes like this. Hold on, let me make sure I get it right. It goes like this. Hold on, hold on. Okay. You are still you. You are still fun. Even when you're singing to a crowd of one. Though the present situation can be scary, you're the him or her you were in January, and all your friends will help to see you through. So don't be blue. You are still you. You are still you. You still got style. Even if you don't put pants on for a while. I know it all can seem to be a bit confusing. All the days and weeks and months you may be losing, running out of clever things to do. But it still holds true. You are still you. You are still you. It will not change. Even though the times we're living in are strange. Even if you cry a couple times a day, I would say it helps to keep the pain at bay. It's certainly as sad can be. But believe you me, you are still you. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Love to everyone who's lost somebody. Please hang on. Please hold on to your sanity. Love each other. Talk to each other. Keep each other company. Play Animal Crossing. Watch Game of Thrones. Do whatever you can do. But don't rattle the bars. Don't rattle the bars. Stay on the other side of the room and just enjoy yourself. And when it's over, it'll be over. And let it surprise you when it's over. Keep having as much fun as you can. Cry when you need to. It will keep you human. I love you. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Very, very sincerely. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's the best part of my week. And I will see you all soon. Thank you. Be safe. I love you. Take care.